So, one of my very first jobs as a sex worker was at a place called the Lusty Lady, which was it was a very unique place because it was a unionized, cooperatively owned peep show. And it was a really cool place to work. But the peep show environment really lends itself to a lot of weird shit. Because you get these guys that are behind a closed door and they're somewhat alone with a dancer, and there's glass between us, but it's just me and you in a room with glass between us. And you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. And so, like, most dudes just beat off and enjoy themselves and then leave. But some guys kind of use it as like a really intensive session for all sorts of fetish play. And it was really like a crash course in learning how to deal with fetish sessions. And so one of my favorite guys, actually, I'm going to tell two stories because I have a couple of favorites from that place. So one of my favorites was the most innocent fetish I've ever heard of in my life. This man was super duper into puffy coats. Like, really into puffy coats. And all he really wanted was to wear his puffy coat and to be told to jerk off on it and stick his dick in the pocket. And, like, sometimes he would buy puffy coats for the girls to wear. And he was there almost every day just jerking off on his coat. And then he'd wear it out into the world with jizz all over it. And I'm pretty sure that dude's still up and down the block getting strippers to rub their butts on his coat. But I don't fully understand that as a fetish, but I think it's absolutely adorable. It's so innocent. And there was another guy that was a little less innocent that was really into anal play, which is great. It's a little strange to do anal play in a public place, that there's not really like a bathroom right there, but he was into it, and he would come into the booth and just like shove all kinds of random stuff up his butt, but it wasn't butt toys, it was just random stuff. And I distinctly remember one time he came in with Barbie heads, like decapitated Barbie heads, strung together by their hair, like a string of just loose Barbie heads. And he proceeded to shove them one by one up his asshole. And I think there were like 5 or 6 of them on the string. It was pretty gnarly. And he shoved this whole like anal bead string of Barbie heads up his ass. And then pulled them out slowly, one by one, just plop, 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 little dirty Barbie heads. And he clearly cared not about any sort of anal prep and just did it. And so he pulled these dirty Barbie heads out his ass and was so proud to show them to us. And like every girl knew about the Barbie head guy. It was like the lore of the Lusty Lady. It was the Barbie head guy and the pipe cleaner guy also. There was another guy that was really into sounding, but like he wouldn't invest in proper equipment for that, so he would just shove random things in his pee hole. And sometimes it was pencils, sometimes it was pipe cleaners, and he was like an absolute masochist. He would sometimes break off pencils in his urethra and like just do really gnarly stuff to himself. And it was kind of a hard situation to be in as a performer, because you're watching this man like actually hurt himself, and you just want to tell him, please don't do that. You're hurting yourself in a bad way. And there's really not much you can do to stop him, because it's not the same as having a session in a hotel where you're completely in control of the session, you know? Like, he's in his own little room doing his own thing to himself, and I can ask him to stop, but he's totally enjoying himself. And it's just a really strange position to be in. I still have nightmares about that.